What's going on, everybody? Tanner Weidman of Barbarian Body. Today we're going to be covering the topic of the top chest training mistakes that I see tons of guys making and that I've actually personally made myself. By avoiding these things and following the tips that I'm going to be giving you in conjunction to the errors, you are really going to be able to take your chest's growth potential from all the way down here up to here a lot quicker than you probably ever imagined. As always, let's get straight into this one. Ladies and gentlemen, the chest. The pecs, one of the most highly desired muscle groups to grow on the male body. Well, a lot of guys actually set out on the quest of growing their chest. The only problem is a myriad of mistakes that they and I have made that really stands in the way of being able to attain as much growth as they want in as short of a time as possible. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the biggest chest training mistakes that you can start to avoid today in order to maximize the growth of your pecs. Let's get straight into this one. And before we start, if you guys could smash that bell notification icon right beside the subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, mistake number one has to do with the bench press. Now, the main problem with the bench press is going to go as such. I'll get a comment from some guy and he'll say, Tanner, I'm doing the bench press, but I'm really not feeling it in my chest. I'm more so feeling it in my shoulders or in my arms. Sound familiar? Now, the problem with this is because too many guys perform the bench press with a protracted scapula. Now, what this looks like is as such. The shoulders are rolled forward. The shoulder blades are, well, obviously protracted here, and this causes the shoulder to be elevated a lot more than it should be while you're performing a bench press. Now, not only is this bad for you trying to hit your chest, but it's also bad for impingement. We'll get into that in another video. Now, when your shoulders are in this position, you're actually going to be taking a lot of the load off of the chest and putting a lot of it onto your shoulders, thus causing the problem of, I feel it more so in my arms and my shoulders. So to maximize the role that your chest plays while you're performing a bench press, all you gotta do is simply retract the scapula, set the shoulders down, keep them depressed, and then perform your bench press. From this position, your shoulders are going to be put back in the proper position, and your chest is going to be put in the position to do a majority of the lift, thus allowing you to feel the exercise more so in your chest than your shoulders. And the next recommendation that I actually want to make, if you really want to grow the size of your chest, as opposed to thinking just barbell bench press, instead I actually recommend that you give the dumbbell bench press priority for the next few weeks, just so you can test it out. Now, the reason for this is very simple. The way most guys perform a barbell bench press is, let's just go press up, let's press down. But with the dumbbell bench press, there's more stability required, which is good. But the main part is, as you're pressing those dumbbells up, when you start to actually bring those dumbbells from a nice wide position, bringing them close together at the top, you're gonna get more shortening of the chest while you're performing the dumbbell bench press. This means you're actually going to recruit and activate a lot more of the pec muscle fibers. Now, the final problem that I wanna make mention of with the bench press that guys tend to make is, well, they're trying to lift as much weight as they possibly can. So they can go up to their buddy, hey Chris, I lifted 200 pounds on the bench press, which is, pretty impressive. But if you're gonna be trying to lift as much weight as you possibly can, you're likely gonna be in a rep range of either 1, 3, or 5. This is great for training strength, not so much for training hypertrophy. So as opposed to prioritizing the most time and the most energy on trying to lift as much as you possibly can with your chest, yes, but also your anterior deltoid and your triceps, another reason as to why I wouldn't recommend putting bench press as the main priority for your chest growth routine is to actually increase those numbers to 10, 12, or even 15 repetitions so you can get a higher time under tension. Now, item number 2, speaking of time under tension, we're gonna be getting into the isolation exercises. This is where guys absolutely mutilate their growth potential for the chest. Now, when the average gym bro is gonna go into the gym and start doing some isolation exercises for the chest, they're gonna go to the pec deck. Very frequently, they're gonna lower that pin as low as they possibly can, stack on as much weight as possible, and bang out 10 repetitions. Now, the problem with these repetitions, they're god-awful. 1, putting them at risk of injury. Number 2, they're having to incorporate other muscle groups and momentum in order for them to actually get the weight, thus making this isolation exercise more of a compound movement and not as effective at stimulating growth, and specifically the chest. And finally, they're focused on just lifting a weight to the end position and the beginning position from point A to point B, as opposed to moving the insertion and the origin point of the muscle that you're trying to target, which again is standing in the way of your growth potential. So as opposed to focusing on ego lifting and trying to lift as much weight as you possibly can, the intelligent method is to actually go out and try to recruit the single muscle you're trying to target the most, which is your pec. Now, this is where mind-muscle connection is going to come in, and I know a lot of you guys don't actually have this, so this is what you want to think. As you can see in this demonstration, this is what the insertion and the origin origin points look like on the pec. You want to be constantly thinking about moving these points as closely as you possibly can on the concentric or the contraction of the lift, and then when you're bringing the weight down on the eccentric, your goal is to stretch those positions out. By thinking this way, while you're performing your isolation exercises, you're one, going to get more recruitment out of the muscle fiber, which is awesome, but two, also likely improve the form that you're performing for every repetition and not incorporate so much of the other muscle groups and momentum. And then to finally tie it together, what we want to actually focus on is increasing time under tension. I know I say it all the time. So while performing this, maybe think of like a 1 to 2 seconds on the contraction, maybe about a 1 second isometric hold where you're squeezing your chest as hard as you possibly can, and then a 2 second on the eccentric, thus increasing the time that you'll be spending doing every single rep to about 4 to 5 seconds. String everything I just mentioned there all together for 10 full repetitions, and you're really going to make the effectiveness of your isolation exercises that much better. Item number 5, you're not utilizing intensity increaser. Now typically how a guy would perform a set is as such: 1 rep, 2 rep, all the way to 10 reps, set's finished. Now they might have pushed themselves with some intensity, but did they know that there's another level that they could have taken the set to? You see, intensity increasers are ways to just make the set that much more grueling and that much more demanding to stimulate that much more muscular growth. Now I want to show you an example of what a drop set would look like. Yes, this is me performing this for the biceps, but you're still going to be able to get a very good idea of how to perform this with pretty much any other chest exercise. Essentially what you do is you get your 10 repetitions, or the point when you hit failure, you pull the pin out or you lower the weight by 20 to 25%. You go back to the exercise instantaneously without any rest, and then you perform as many repetitions as you possibly can. After you get to this point, you again drop the weight, maybe say another 20 to 25%, go back to the exercise, and again push out as many repetitions as you possibly can. Repeat this for 4 to 5 times, and you've just pushed your body a lot further than you likely would have before. Now it doesn't just stop at drop sets. We've also got rest pause. So if you get your 10th repetition, you hit complete failure, what you're gonna do at this point is give yourself about 10 seconds to just catch your breath, feel the muscle group that you're trying to target, let it rest for a little bit, and then go ahead again and try to perform as many repetitions as you possibly can with the same weight. The same can be said with partial repetitions. So you've gotten your 10th repetition. Now what we're gonna do is try and push out as many half repetitions or quarter repetitions or third repetitions that you possibly can until you hit the point where your arms or whatever you're trying to target can no longer move to lift the weight. So as you can see, these are great methods that you can actually implement into your workouts to make them that much more challenging, that much more demanding, and push you to that next level. Okay, item number 6, not properly warming up before every single chest workout. I'm gonna tell you a story. Back about 7 years ago, I went into the gym. I wanted to lift heavy on the bench press. I started going up in weight. I went to the bench press, loaded on a plate, performed my set, then loaded on 2 plates, just jumping drastically. No warm up, no nothing. Eventually I got to my 3rd plate, which was probably within like 3 sets. I got my 4th repetition, and as I was pressing that weight back up, I could feel something pop. And guess what happened? As a consequence of me not properly warming up and me jumping up way too much in weight on the bench press, I actually ended up tearing my AC joint. For the next 2 years after that, I had this AC joint tear hinder me on almost all of my workouts and really stunt me being able to do any type of pressing, whether it was overhead, whether it was horizontal, any type of shoulder movement, and of course a lot of chest movements as well. So by not properly warming up before you get into your workouts and not getting the blood flowing in the areas that you're going to be utilizing, you're really going to be putting yourself in a great position to get injured, which will cause you to have to take off weeks, if not months, if not years, where you're not going to be training, thus standing in the way of your muscular growth. So there you guys go. That concludes today's video. Those are probably some of my biggest mistakes that I made on my quest to growing a bigger chest. Now, if you guys are looking for a full training program that covers not only chest workouts, but workouts throughout the entire body, your biceps, your shoulders, your deltoids, your traps, your back, your legs, all of that, I don't know why I went in that order, then be sure to head on over to the link that's going to be in my description. Head on over to my website, thebarbarianbody.com, and once you head on over there, you can check out all the programs that I have available, learn a little bit more about them, and if you're ready to take that next step where I lay out absolutely everything for you, then you can enroll into one of these programs that over 12,000 people have enrolled in globally. hopefully. It's pretty cool. And I can show you how to get from the point you are right now to the point that you want to get in as straight of a line as possible. So if you guys are interested, then be sure to click the link down in the description, head on over to thebarbarianbody.com and enroll into one of the programs. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. And if you made it this far, then be sure to leave a comment in the comment section letting me know what this is. So one, I can see who made it this far, and two, we can confuse everybody in the comment section when they go, what is this triple color slime thing that everybody is talking about in the comment section? If you guys enjoyed the video, then be sure to smash that like button down below, and also be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon, that one's really important, for weekly workout tips and nutrition tips that you will not want to miss. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I will see you all in the next video.